Hello, and welcome to another episode of Chasing Mysteries Gardens. I'm Rebecca, and along with my wife Karen, we are on a mission to renovate and rejuvenate our little piece of earth. Today I want to take you on our July garden tour. Some things have changed since we last did a tour, and it's exciting. So come along with me as we go on our July garden tour. Here is the pear tree. It's doing well. We planted rosemary around it. And then also the peach tree is doing better. There's still holes in the leaves, but I don't see any insects. So I'm not sure what's going on. They are green again. I fertilized with heavy nitrogen and the leaves have turned green, but there's still damage to them. So if anyone has any tips, please let me know. I feel like this could be from a deer or something. I don't know. And then down here we planted our basil. I just cut a whole bunch, so it's really little again. Some of the leaves have gotten really rubbery. I don't know if that's normal or if it's because I did some heavy nitrogen in this area, and I'm wondering if it's just a result of that. But it sure does smell good. All of our pots are exploding, and I love this one, how this cascades down out of the bucket, and then the bright orange marigolds. So soon I'm going to harvest some of these for their petals for marigold tea. Here at the garbage garden, we have some activity, lots of day lilies, and then for the first time, don't know if you can see it, for the first time our Rose of Sharon may be getting some flowers. Here, let me take you up here. Look at that. This is the first time we've had flower buds. So excited. Our honeysuckle is starting to bloom for a second time. Most of the changes are here in the garden. So you'll notice all the peas are gone and the Swiss chard is a lot smaller. So we just did a huge harvest of the Swiss chard, and this will keep growing. If you don't cut here in the middle, it'll keep growing. I should have cut this one, it's turning yellow. But in this area, I had planted some butternut squash seeds, and those came up, but we had to transplant them over to this area because I bought some cowpea seeds to plant, and I didn't realize when I bought them that they can't go with onions. So we put the cowpea seeds here. And the chickpeas are doing really well. You can see these are the little pods, and inside will grow 1 or 2 chickpeas. They're so cute. So here are the butternut squash plants. So we bought these, hold on. We bought these little spiky things to ward off the squirrels, and guess what? They are working. So excited. So we just lay them wherever we don't want the squirrels to go. The kale is still growing. I can do another harvesting of this actually. Then we have our onions. So the onions over here are doing okay, but not so much in this area. I don't know why. Some took off and some didn't. Here we have our tomato bed, and I'm so excited that there are finally tomato flowers. And then planted all around the tomatoes are red onions that are doing really well. So I think we're going to have more red onions than yellow onions this year. Is this a baby tomato? Oh, look, a baby tomato. It's hard to see. There we go. So these are all Sans Marzana. I think that's how you say it. Paste tomatoes. In an effort to keep the June bugs at bay, I bought a trap. And so far, it is working. I've already filled 1 bag. So there's a scent lure here, and then they fall into the bag, and because the bag is narrower here and it's really slippery, they can't get out. Here are our potatoes. They're starting to yellow. These here, these first few, all got flowers, and the ones in the back did not. So I have a feeling I'm not going to get as many potatoes as I had hoped. This is a pumpkin that we are letting take over the bench. It was on this little chair, but it got too heavy. So we're just going to let it go in the grass. Keep it kind of tucked here in the back. It's got a lot of these male flowers, but not so many little fruits. But it's still early. Over here we have our pole beans, which are climbing up. Almost to the top. And then we have our, oopsie. Oh no, those are flies. Thought they were June bugs. So these in this area are the bush beans, and they produce before the pole beans, because the pole beans need to send their runners up. You can see all the little flowers in there, and there's a tiny little bean. Teeny tiny. First one. More pole beans. Oh, you can see. So this is what they do. The Japanese beetles, they just eat holes in the leaves like this. So that's why I put out a trap. Then we have our one plant that got stuck in the grass, which is climbing up the light. Here is the squash and dill. So the reason why these are white is because I put diatomaceous earth on everything in this area, because I noticed that the dill started to have aphids all over it. Yeah, this one. It's got aphids on it. If I see them, I just kind of squeeze and twist and pull it off. This is the worst plant for aphids so far. They haven't really spread to the other ones. But you can see them on the stem. I can see them, I don't know if you can. So I put diatomaceous earth on everything else to try to keep them off the cucumbers. Well, we have some friends. So these bushes here are, oh, big friend. Oh. Keep going. Pollinate all of them, please. So these are our pickling cucumbers, but unfortunately, we're not going to get a bunch in a batch. Enough to do a batch, I should say. And then we have more cucumbers. So I pruned everything up, all the leaves were starting to get powdery mildew, so I pruned everything up to get it up off the ground. And I pruned a lot of the leaves so that it had more airflow in the plants, and so the bees that we do have can get in there and pollinate for us. So here I have some rosemary that I planted from seed, but it's just covered in powdery mildew, so I don't think I'm going to be able to use that, but it's growing really nicely. And then some creeping thyme that we never put in the ground. Parsley is doing amazing. Flower pots all over. A butterfly on the butterfly bush. So I don't think these were here before, my little birds. There's one there. This one here. And over here is our summer success story. So we had 3 zucchinis grow on this year. I don't think it's going to do any more because the stem looks like it's not producing any more leaves. So I don't know if it's going to grow anymore. And there's no more flowers, just this one male flower. Oh, another male flower. So I think this plant might be done. And here, peppers. These are Hungarian wax peppers that I am hoping to turn into stuffed peppers. And there are a ton of them. I bought 4 plants, I think, and they are just loaded this year. I did a pruning technique where you basically chop the plant in half, and this year it worked wonders. I'm trying to be really still because there is a bird within a foot of me in the tree. I'm trying not to scare it. Peonies are done. All right, birdie, I'll leave you alone. So our dog Apollo likes to come back here and try to sneak through the fence. So Karen she put this little gate here because that's a really big opening. He can get right through that. And then she put a log here and a log here and is trying to build up the earth a little bit so that he can't get through there. And then there's some other areas in the fence behind the bushes. Apparently we need some spikes in this bush. They're still digging in here. Back here, we pulled out some grass. So Karen planted what grass was viable back here. She's got her little fairy garden. Another fairy garden back there. So, I don't know if this tree is getting any better or not, but we haven't noticed the aphid activity that we did before. Let's see here. They sprayed. Those are all dead in there. So they either left this tree and headed towards my dill, or they're gone. They might not be gone from way at the top, but at least down here, when we brush the tree, we're not getting aphids in our hair. Look at these gorgeous daylilies. So I learned the other day that every part of the daylily is edible. So I tasted one of these yesterday, and sure enough, it tastes like crispy lettuce. So you can eat the flowers. There's a stamen in here that if you pull it out tastes like honey. You can fry up this part. You can cut the stems for stir fry. You can eat the leaves. You can eat the tubers in the ground. So you want to, if you're going to eat anything, you want to stick to the orange ones. We're going to move this rhubarb next year. It just does not do well in this area. It's been in there for 3 years and it's still really little. So we took out the grass that was here and over there in that corner. And we are actually going to plant our blueberries in there, but we're waiting for the fall to plant them. We tried an experiment and put some squash over here. And I picked one yesterday because it was huge. And we have another one. So this area stays shady, so the leaves get powdery mildew a little bit more. And I chopped all the bad leaves off yesterday. So they're doing better today. The pumpkins, boop, did not survive. This is the front garden. We still haven't done too much here. We just haven't had time. Karen did come through and she ripped out as much of the weedy stuff as possible, but she didn't get a chance to actually dig it out. So you can see it's starting to grow back. I think this pot here is my favorite. The gladiolas are blooming so beautifully. And this is my office window, so Karen tried to prop up the flowers so that I could see them while I sit at my desk. So they're kind of turned. Clematis is just about done blooming for now. These Strawflowers, they're the best that we've had. I love how they're just like paper. Can you? So I don't remember if I showed you, we got a new door, and this year Apollo loves to sit and look out and bark at everything. Every person that jogs by, every dog that walks by, the mailman, the FedEx person, the UPS driver, everybody. Hi, Apollo. This is the corner garden. The hosta's blooming. The daisies are just about done. A few stragglers. The bees are loving these cornflowers. I think I'm going to, maybe there's one here in this tree area. I think we're going to pull that one out and try to plant it in the backyard so that the bees make it to the backyard. We were getting so many of these yellow flowers. There's probably at least 100 or more in there. Every year we plant snapdragons around the mailbox, and this year they weren't open when we got them at the store, so we had no idea what color we were getting, but they are so beautiful. So they're yellow down here, and then they go up and turn this pinky red color. So pretty. Here is one of two blueberries. So we got an early and a mid variety. And then this is a baby blueberry, but I don't know what variety it is. I'm not even sure where it came from. And then our raspberries. So last year I got a ton of raspberries, and this year not so much. I think I've gotten 2 off of there. I do see some white ones, but not nearly as many as before. This is the other blueberry. Yeah, this is we put this netting around it. Oh, I can't get to the tag. But those will go in the ground in the fall. And that is the dead blueberry. Well, I'm not sure if it's dead. It just didn't grow anything this year. Oh, that's nice. The squirrels have decided to ignore the spikes and dig in here anyway. So this is some late blooming peppers that I grew in the basement. I have no idea what kind they are. I'm not going to prune them because there's not enough time in the season. They're already starting to get some flowers. So I'm just going to let these go and see what we get. And then here, woo! These are our California Wonder. There's 2 on this plant. There's going to be 2 on this plant. There's 1, 2 with a bunch more flowers. And then our biggest one here with a couple more. Oh, no, there's flowers that have started bearing fruit. So these I bought from the store, and I did chop them in half. So that's why these two I chopped them all in half. Some are just growing faster than others. This I thought was a jalapeno. I think it's a banana pepper again. We might not have any jalapenos this year. And then this one, these are all plants that I started in my basement. It's the first time I've ever tried to start seeds in my little basement setup. And they are doing so well. They don't have flowers. Some of them have flowers, like this one has a few little flower buds. This one, the flowers are opening in there. But no fruit on these yet. I think they're all Dollar Tree bell peppers. I'm not sure. I lost the labels, which is bad of me. We have our lavender that never did bloom. And then these are all supposed to be jalapenos that I also grew in my basement. So there are teeny tiny little buds starting. Oh, those are just the flowers. So we shall see. More parsley. And over here we have our chives, which I need to give a haircut to. I've been meaning to do it for a week. And again, more peppers. Let's see. Oh, here's a jalapeno. So we'll see. These are behind. Oh no, they're all covered in aphids. Can you see that? Oh shoot. Oh no. Oh, that's a lot. I don't know if I can treat these. These might have to be goners. Oh, and there's ants all over the table because when the aphids secrete their juices after eating the plant, it drips down and it's sweet, so the ants like to eat it. I might just have to throw these ones away. This one is not as bad. I could probably save this one. It's a few right there. I do have some spray I can use. Let's check out the third one. Oh, this one's not bad at all. Like there's hardly any on here. A couple. Sorry, it's blurry. All right, well, we're going to, this is another Hungarian wax. This is an unknown one. So we're just gonna toss this one right into the garbage. So I just checked all my leaves over here, and shockingly, there's nothing. Nothing out of the ordinary anyway. I'm gonna have to get out here again. So these plants I've been treating with neem oil. So that may be what is keeping the bugs off of them. So I think later today, I'm gonna do another treatment just in case. This is my little loganberry that's grown up so much. It's got really spiny, prickly stems. And to think, I almost threw this thing away because I thought it was dead. A lesson that just because something looks dead doesn't mean there isn't still life. So this is kohlrabi that never made it out of its winter container. Same with the carrots and this dill. I just need to throw them all away. And these are some walking onions that apparently are walking right out of the bucket. So I need to probably trim those as well. We've got hanging basket, and then Dee Dee's garden. I planted some draping vines and some flowers that go really well in the shade. just to add some beauty to the deck. I am in the shade of this gorgeous purple maple. I don't know what it is. The leaves underneath are green where they don't get the sun, but where it does hit the sun, it's like a purpley red color. I thought it was a miniature tree, Japanese maple when we moved in, but it is getting very large. I hope you enjoyed this tour as we took a look in our gardens for the month of July. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. And also don't forget to hit the subscribe button for more and follow us on all of our garden tours and so much more. And as always, Suki Suki. Love the earth, love yourself, love each other. Till next time.